Guess we're all screwed, guys. Let's hear what this guy has to say. His name is Steve James. Western society is ruined. Let's ride the collapse. Let's do it.
Hey everybody, welcome back. For those of you new to the channel, I want to welcome you as well. For those of you returning, it's good to see you again. And I'm actually traveling over this holiday weekend, so I'm kind of coming to you as best I can from my car today. But I'm wondering how everybody's doing this happy 4th of July. I mean,
how is everybody doing? I know for me, I'll be honest, it doesn't feel very good. It feels like things are changing. Things are not the same. I don't know. I can't say I'm happy. Can't say I'm sad. It's just like, I don't know.
I have to admit that as the 4th rolled around this year, and actually in many recent years, I've kind of had a sense of reflection over the way our country is going, the direction that it's going, and taking a look at the economic catastrophe that's essentially happened ever since COVID hit, and all the businesses going under, just the cost of everything skyrocketing. And
it's been ridiculous, by the way. These type of prices, man, dude. I don't know, man. I've been surviving, but it's because, man, I don't know, man. Grace of God, I guess. I can't even say why.
And the way that everything has gone, what is everybody's hopes for the future?
Right.
I mean, you end up thinking about that on a day like today. And I remember even in years past, even in my adult years, as, coming into the 4th of July, you'd be thinking about the get-together you're going to do, the cookout you're going to do later, going swimming in the pool, maybe enjoying some time with family, friends, seeing...
Yeah, that's over with. Family, friends, fireworks, happiness. There may be fireworks, but it's not the same place, baby.
Some fireworks, that would be the type of thing that would be on your mind on a holiday like July 4th. You'd be thinking about that. You would not be thinking about what an incredible catastrophe everything has become. That the inevitable end result of the last 50 years of American misuse of our economy, the way the boomers handled everything, and to be fair, the boomers didn't completely realize, and many of them were being hit with the same media propaganda on a completely different level than we are today, because today we're inundated with it everywhere. It's on not just mainstream media, but social media and everything like that, and they didn't completely realize what they were allowing to happen. But now it has gotten to the point to where homes are 5 times the cost.
It's no lie. There are still cheap homes, but they're far and few in between, and we're just... I don't know. What do you say? What do you say? Honestly, just complete misuse of money, taxes, everything we pay for. I'm not shocked, but it's like, I feel like everybody's starting to wake up to, yeah, this is the load of BS.
Groceries are exponentially more expensive, just the general cost of living. And this isn't a video about complaining about any of those things. It's about, let's be real.
I'm complaining. That's me. I'm complaining right here.
Realistic about where we think our plans are for the future. What do we think is going to happen? What do we plan to do about it? For many of you that are here on the channel, we look at ways to reduce our cost, reduce our debt, do everything that we can to where we lower our overhead every single month so that we can live the life that we want to live. Because, in many regards, that takes discipline, that takes growth in our own personal life. But it takes even more than that. It takes real planning to try to do that, because many of us just don't have any hope that it's going to ever change for the better. And I agree with that. I understand.
That is true. A lot of people don't have any hope that anything will get better. And honestly, I'm starting to also be in that camp. I just don't see it getting better. Even for me, I see myself getting a lot of money in the future, but I'm not even sure I'll be happy once it happens. It's like they've taken away the joy of living.
understand that completely. It's probably not going to just change for the better. It's not going to just turn on a dime after the last 50,
No.
60 years. And according to some people's recollection of it, probably a bit longer than 50, 60 years, that things have really been going down the tubes for quite some time, depending on when the dollar separated from the gold standard, or whether or not you view it as certain things that happened in the early 1970s that basically changed the way, essentially, the financial structure of this country.
That's why I say buy Bitcoin. You can't ever beat it, man. It's not perfect. And I'll be honest, if you buy some, get ready because you're going to be on a crazy ride. But yeah, I don't know, man. Free Bitcoin in the description if you want some. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Who do you trust now? Who do you trust? Is it the banks that's been screwing us over? Is it your manager at your job? Or, dude, you can't trust anything.
It has now become something where the medical industry is all about profit through insurance rather than actually taking care of people, all the way down to private equity being able to buy into the home market and basically upend everything that we're doing so that new home buyers can't buy homes anymore. And even those of us that are, from
I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy a small house and just stay in that. And if I upgrade, cool. But I'm getting a small place where taxes and property taxes, all that will be. I gotta find something.
Even if you go through, let's say, a divorce, or you need to move to another part of the country, being able to buy back into the market in a way to where you can be a little bit frugal and still keep some of your money, nearly impossible. So what are your hopes for the future? What are your hopes as we go into this July 4th? And I realize that there's other people from other countries watching this, but same question applies to you. Take a look at the situation of your country, the state that you live in. What are your hopes? I mean, if you're in any type of Western country, you're noticing, I'm sure, that things have spun completely out of control. But it's more important that we address what we can do to try and live our best life about it, because some people might say, well, Steve, you're basically suggesting that we just coast, that we just float along and watch the destruction happen and not try to do anything about it. But I guess that would raise the really, really important question at that point. What do you think can be done about it? Could you be able to vote somebody into office that's actually going to do what needs to be done to watch out for people that are just trying to...
I'm gonna be real with you. Every man for himself. And that's how they want it to be. But that's how it has to be. But no one wants that. But man, they're forcing you to basically worry about yourself. And even then, you might not make it. So yeah, I don't know.
Normal middle class.
I don't know. I don't have the answer.
Provides opportunity for people that want to come up through, that are in a poorer situation. Allows them to come up through and build a better quality of life. It seems like all of that is going away. To me and to many others. To you, how do you feel about that? But to me, it does seem like the opportunities for all of that is becoming less and less and less. And it seems like every single day, there is more and more fees being created by governments, local agencies, our states, pretty much everybody, to siphon money off of you in every way imaginable. And that's not even talking about, I have another video up on this channel where we talk about entertainment and like subscriptions and stuff like that, where they're constantly trying to put everything behind a subscription wall and drain money out of you that way, even if you just want to have a moment of entertainment and try and break away from all this and have some level of distraction. That's assuming you're able to even get any distraction from all this. It's starting to feel like distraction's almost complete.
Don't get me started on the subscriptions, man. I hate anything that's a subscription. It is so irritating.
Completely out the door as far as today's life is concerned, at least for me. It's very, very hard to find something that you actually genuinely enjoy for a period of time that doesn't feel like there's a political message or something behind it. That's
also why I don't like literally everything. The movies, the food, there's always some agenda. It's not, people are so, man, and then there's people that just drink the Kool-Aid and they're like, yeah, man, they're helping fight the cause or whatever cause it is. It's like, no, they're not. That's just like the front.
It immediately disengages you because when you know when you watch a good movie or you watch a good television show or a good series on
And they
something
sprinkle
like
it in.
Amazon or Netflix or what have you, you get really engaged into it and you're not really, you're enjoying the story and what's going on. And the minute they start introducing a bunch of political propaganda, a bunch of woke stuff, a bunch of stuff like that into it, it immediately disengages you. You don't want to watch it anymore because you're like, oh, why'd they have to do that? Because you know that they're stretching it, that they're trying to virtue signal, that they're trying to introduce a bunch of things into it that just really don't belong there. And so they just ruin it for you in that outset. So it makes it very, very hard.
I'm glad he's saying this because I feel like I'm the only one that bothers. I feel like nobody really, I don't know if they just don't say anything. We don't say anything anymore. We don't bat an eye, but
for you to enjoy that as far as entertainment. But then back to my other question, what would we do to change it? Could we vote people into Congress and into the Senate that could change?
I'd say fire everybody. Replace everybody. Replace all of them. Even if you look like a politician, we're replacing you.
Now, my personal take is that the whole system, unfortunately, at this point is way too corrupt.
Yeah, we need a new
degree,
system.
It has to be written out until it meets a certain level of destruction and falling apart before anything could ever be changed. Maybe even completely overhauled. And that would kind of be more my stance. Maybe completely overhauled. But as I said before, I'm curious as to how you all feel about this. I've done some of the posts and some of the polls that I put up about it. And it seems like most of you feel the same way. We are in such a bad set of just consequences of the last 50 to 60 years that I don't think there's any way to completely salvage it without things collapsing. And unfortunately, so many businesses have built themselves off the backs of counting on inflation. Their entire profit model is...
That's why I say buy Bitcoin. It's going to go up forever. Maybe. I'm telling you, man. Free Bitcoin description. But that's my backup plan. Well, that is my plan. And cryptocurrencies. But yeah, we're screwed otherwise.
From inflation and expecting the inflation of the cost of homes, the inflation of the cost of everything from everyday products to you name it. Their entire business model is built off of that. And those people have lobbyists. They have lawyers. They have everything set up to make sure that the system never breaks down so they can constantly get their income flow coming in, and they want to pigeonhole it down to the point to where the rest of average Americans, those of us that were born in middle-class families, those of us that are maybe even on the poorer end where we don't have as much money, which there's no judgment there. I mean, people rise and fall through those class sets quite a bit unless you're in the mega rich, which they tend to kind of stay there because they leverage everything the way to hold it in that position. But what do you expect to happen with that? Do you expect there to be a possibility of change? And as I said,
no.
I don't personally feel like it's possible. I feel like it's way too corrupt, and I think it's controlled by the lobbyists, lawyers, the
people who did all this created the system that we rely on to dethrone these people. It's not gonna happen.
Corporations that basically have every politician that makes it up through the ranks and gets enough funding and support to actually get into office is pretty much already bought and paid for.
For sure.
They're working for somebody. Somebody gave them money to be able to overcome the opposition and get them into the...
Here goes with my theories. I think aliens. There's got to be some alien dude in the back with a scepter talking about, you will do this, you will do this.
Place that they're in to allow this.
It's too elaborate.
So my personal stance has been reducing my overall footprint and doing everything that I could. At one point, I even was sleeping on a couch with somebody to save on money as I built the cabin that I lived in. I cut loose of as much debt as I possibly could. I don't buy things that I don't need. And if I do want something, I try to find a way to own it in a way to where there's no money or very little money, if at all, owed on it. And then I seriously ask myself, do I need those other things? Now, you might say, well, Steve, doesn't that reduce your quality of life? And I will tell you this right now, I would never, ever change what I've done. I do not regret it. In fact, the only thing I regret is that I didn't do it sooner.
There's nothing wrong with being frugal. I myself I would consider frugal, but I still learn to, enjoy myself from time to time. But yeah, a lot of this stuff isn't worth it. Even buying assets with debts, which is partially what I've done. It's just a rabbit hole you don't want to get into.
And I bought back my time. Buying back your time, where you essentially have your life, you have the ability to have flexibility every single day. Buying back your time is paramount. It is the most penultimate. It is the ultimate place you can get to. Buy back your time, so that you are in charge of your life, which means, therefore, you are now in charge of your own mental health. And this is not preaching some sort of ideology or here's my course where I can tell you how to do all of this. This is just simple, plain logic that if you think it through, you realize this is where any one of us that wants to be free thinking, that wants to have any peace in our life, that wants to have any control of our life, and wants to have anything that will actually bring any level of happiness to our lives. We're not completely run into the ground like we're cogs in a machine that once we get worn out,
He has a point. I was just at work and I left early today. And the guy I work for, he was talking about how this isn't a prison. I said it's similar. We do this every day. We don't really have as much freedoms as we like to think. But it's kind of just the life we live currently. But yeah, man, it's like you can buy back your time. That's what I'm hoping to eventually do. Hopefully I won't owe anybody and I can just literally relax. And I know I'll still owe somebody, but I have a way around that with a lot of passive income. But basically, I don't want to owe anybody. I just want to live free and just live my life.
Toss aside, that is the only option really left. And that's okay, though. As long as we know where we stand, it's always okay. And as long as we're not lying to ourselves, as long as we still have the ability to question. Anyway, that's it for today. And as I said before, I'm curious what your thoughts are. And please drop that in the comments and let me know what you think.
Let me give him a like. That was solid information. I think, honestly, there's nothing we can do to ride the collapse. I think they wanted this to happen. It's going to happen. And we just have to be more aware, more saving orientated. And you got to get your free description Bitcoin. That'll help a little bit. But I'm not going to lie. I don't even know if that'll help. So there you have it, guys. See you guys in the next video, man. Deuce.